Welcome to CVCA Royals Football, brought to you again tonight through the generosity of Friends of Royals Football. We'd also like to acknowledge the Week 8 Royals Power Meal sponsor, Chick-fil-A, on Howe Avenue in Stowe for their ongoing support of CVCA football. It's week number 2 for the OHSAA playoffs, and the Royals are on the road tonight in the round of 16. We're live from Alumni Stadium at Perry High School in Lake County, Ohio, where the 13th seeded Royals are set to take on the 4th seed, the Perry Pirates, in a Division IV Region 13 playoff game. It's the third year in a row that these two teams have met in the playoffs. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tim Nichols, and I'll be bringing you all the action this evening. What's at stake tonight? It's CVCA and Perry round 3. And we'll see tonight if the Royals can get over the hump. Each of the last 2 seasons has ended at the hands of the Pirates. In 2018, the Royals traveled to Perry as an 8 seed and gave the top-seeded Pirates a scare before falling 48-34. Last year, the two teams met in the regional quarterfinals, but the Pirates had too much firepower. After taking a short-lived 7-6 lead in the first quarter, Perry rattled off 31 straight points before CVCA got a late score, with the Pirates advancing by a 37-14 margin. This year, the teams meet again. The Royals are 5-2 with 5 straight victories after starting the season 0-2. Perry enters the game ranked number 23 in the Cleveland.com Top 25 with a 5-1 record coming off a bye last week. The Pirates are every bit the powerhouse they've been the last several years. The winner of tonight's game will advance to play the winner of the 5-12 game, which pits Lake Catholic, the 12 seed, against the 5th seed, Canton South. Last week, the Royals were at home in the playoff play-in round where they met the Edgewood Warriors, and it was more of the same. Since opening the season with losses to Fairless and to Northwest, CVCA has averaged 52 points a game over a 5-game winning streak. While Edgewood recovered an onside kick to open the game and went down to score to take an early lead, it was all Royals after that. Kyle Snyder rushed for 3 touchdowns and had 237 yards on the ground, the 15th best individual rushing performance in school history. Michael Bevington had 133 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, plus another 114 yards and a touchdown through the air. And Clay Farley added another 102 yards and his first varsity touchdown in mop-up duty in the 4th quarter. Let's take a look at the highlights from last week. Bevington goes out, direct snap to Snyder, right up the middle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Kyle Snyder puts the Royals on top. Now, Bevington goes out, direct snap to Snyder, right up the middle. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Kyle Snyder puts the Royals on top. Bevington has Snyder to his left, hands it to Kyle Snyder, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, CVCA. The Royals trying to impose their will with the offensive line. Bevington will keep it this time. He's inside the 10, and he breaks to the outside, over a defender, and into the end zone. Touchdown, CVCA. Christian Curry was the last hope for the Edgewood Warriors to try and stop that, but Michael Bevington is not going to be stopped when he sees that blue end zone in front of him. Now he gets the ball, looks to pass. Bevington throws toward the end zone. He's got a man open there. It's caught. Touchdown! Kyle Snyder gets it. Snyder dances across the 40, 30. He's got open space in front of him. Down to the 20. Still going 10, 5. Touchdown! Kyle Snyder, 49 yards to the house. Down in 34. They have to get to the Edgewood 38-yard line to keep this drive going. Bevington will fake the handoff, looks to throw long. He's looking for a man out there, and it is caught! Complete! Inside the 10, 5, touchdown, Royals! Brennan Darr on the fly pattern. On 2nd and 11. Farley will get it. Farley's across the 10, 5, touchdown! Clay Farley.
I believe that is Clay Farley's first varsity touchdown as a senior, and he'll remember that one the rest of his life. Clay Farley into the end zone for CVCA.
It was the second ever playoff victory for the Royals' storied program, both in the last 2 seasons under head coach Dan Larlam. But it will be a big step up in competition this week as pregame festivities are underway here at Perry High School. Perry is the program that sent CVCA home the last 2 years, and it's a program that has had just 3 head coaches in its 44-year history. They've won 359 games over that span, averaging 8+ wins a year since the inception of the program in 1977. The 2018 playoff game featured Perry stars Drew Schiano, Jalen Anderson, and Jacob Allen, outlasting a valiant effort by Trey Tucker and the Royals. Tucker ran for 2 touchdowns, passed for another, and made an acrobatic catch in the end zone for still one more. But it wasn't enough. Perry pulled away late for a 48-34 victory. Last year, as we chronicled earlier, Anderson scorched the CVCA secondary for 3 touchdowns, and Perry sent the Royals home again. Will round 3 be any different? If so, the Royals will have to target Anderson. The All-Ohio Division IV first-teamer is a 6-foot, 220-pound senior who's committed to play at West Virginia next year. Rivals.com ranks him as the 9th best prospect in Ohio and the 11th best running back in the nation. He has astronomical career numbers: 400 carries, 3,390 yards rushing, 46 rushing touchdowns. Add to that 115 receptions, 1,747 yards through the air, another 25 touchdowns. Throw in a kickoff return for a touchdown the first time he ever touched the ball as a freshman, and another touchdown on defense, and Perry's number 1 has found the end zone 73 times in his career. While Anderson is undeniably the number 1 option on offense, there are other playmakers. Junior number 32, Avon Leflock, has carried the ball 52 times this season for 225 yards and caught another 10 balls out of the backfield. Senior Brandon Mason has another 10 receptions of his own. But the biggest story of the game for Perry is at the quarterback position. Freshman Braden Richards will be making just his 2nd career start tonight. We're going to pause right now during the pregame festivities as the Perry High School Marching Band is on the field, and we're getting prepared for our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the Perry High School Marching Band with that rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. So as we were saying before the national anthem played, freshman Braden Richards will be making his 2nd start of his career tonight. He is the heir apparent to the graduated quarterback Drew Schiano, who passed for 3,296 yards and 42 touchdowns with just 4 interceptions a year ago. The 3,296 yards passing broke the local mark of current Chicago Bears quarterback and former Mentor Cardinal quarterback Mitch Trubisky, who threw for 3,085 yards here in Lake County in 2011. Sciano and teammate Anthony Rosati, the son of the head coach Matt Rosati, both committed to Division III Washington and Jefferson last spring. That makes Richards just the first freshman quarterback to start from day one in the 25-year coaching career of head coach Matt Rosati. Richards never lost a game in middle school, and back in August, he launched his first career touchdown pass, a 62-yard strike against the Edgewood Warriors, to his older brother, Javin Richards. But following week in practice, the next week, on August 31st, he fractured a growth plate in his elbow, and he's missed the last 5 games for the Pirates. Backup Jacob Caldwell, a junior, has filled in, thrown for 419 yards with 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 5 games. But the Pirates ran an assortment of offensive looks, with Anderson running the Wildcat in a lot of games, specifically in games 2 through 5. In their 6th game of the season against undefeated Geneva, the Pirates came out in an I formation look for the first time in more than a decade. And the result was a 49-14 victory, their most impressive outing of the year. By virtue of their 4th seed, the Pirates had a week off last week to get healthy and perhaps to put in some new wrinkles in that offense. But with all due respect to young quarterback Richards, who was 5 of 9 for 96 yards and 3 touchdowns in his debut against Edgewood, facing the Royals in his 2nd start is also a big step up compared to the undermanned Warriors, as we saw for ourselves on those highlights from last week. That means you have to expect the offense to run through Anderson, the All-Ohio standout, in the backfield. So, can the Royals win this game? Simply put, the Royals must win the battle on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. The Royals' offense is averaging 335 yards rushing per game. After last week's victory against Edgewood, Warriors head coach John Butchko said, days in the All-American Conference. That's from a coach that plays Perry every year. The Royals' offensive line is anchored by 6'4", 280-pound senior Jack Bova at right tackle and 6'3", 265-pound senior J.T. Nichols on the left side at tackle, both 3-year starters. The guards are 6 foot, 200-pound David Glover on the left. Joey Johnson at center. That line has produced not one, but 2 1,000-yard rushers this season. Snyder has 1,059 yards coming into the game, and Bevington just behind him at 1,048 on the ground. The Royals will need to neutralize Jalen Anderson's little brother. Little, that is, only because he's younger. 6'2", 220-pound junior Jaden Anderson is a Perry linebacker, and he also has a D1 offer of his own already from Air Force. CVCA will also have to account for 6', 240-pound senior, number 56, defensive end Bryce Harper, who has 6.5 sacks this season already. Overall, the defensive front 7 for Perry is the strength of their team. They have experience and size coming back in 6'2", 235-pound senior Tommy Jackson and 5'7", 270-pound senior Jeffrey Harris, as Anderson, Javin Richards, and senior linebacking core as well. To win on the offensive side of the ball, CVCA has to open the holes for Bevington and Snyder, taking a page out of the books of both Riverside High School and Chagrin Falls, both of which gashed Perry for 283 yards and 181 yards rushing, respectively, this season. Last year, the Royals managed just 139 yards on the ground, but most of that came against Perry's reserves in the 4th quarter. The Royals averaged just 2.2 yards a carry, and to win tonight, that stat has to be better. It has to be closer to the 7.7 yards per carry average that the Royals have put up in the first 7 games of the 2020 season. When Perry has the ball, gone to graduation from 2019 is 80% of the Perry offensive line from a year ago. Senior Sean Norman, at 6 foot, 225 pounds, is the lone returning starter, and he's moved from center a year ago to right tackle. The 4 newcomers are all juniors and have had 6 games to gel together. 6'3", 260, number 76, Jacob Marjek will be at right guard. 5'11", 180-pound Jimmy Kaleburn is a bit undersized at left guard. 6 foot, 210-pound Joey Conroy will play center. And 6'2", 255-pound Evan Foro will start at left tackle. Perry's going to score tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The only team to hold them down this season was Division II Riverside High School, an annual non-conference rivalry game opponent for them. The Beavers broke a 7-game losing streak to Perry and held Anderson to just 23 yards on 10 carries. The loss on September 11th snapped Perry's 26-game winning streak here at home at Alumni Stadium. They did it with dominating performances on the offensive line, which blew open huge holes for their running backs. But Perry was playing its first game without Richards at quarterback, and they were also without senior tackle Sean Norman. The following week at Chagrin Falls, the Tigers actually led Perry by a touchdown late in the third quarter, but the Pirates scored twice in a matter of 18 seconds, a 65-yard run by Jalen Anderson, and after a fumble recovery, a 22-yard touchdown catch by his brother Jaden. The Pirates went on to win 31-21. But a year ago, that Chagrin Falls score was 45-17. The Royals will need to win the battles in the trenches. They'll need to win the turnover battle, and they'll need to control the clock. But if they do, there is a path to victory tonight. So, with that, if that's not enough drama, the Royals will have to overcome the emotional lift the Pirates players will have, as they'll want to avoid the end of the career of their head coach, Matt Rosati. Rosati's been the head coach at Perry High School for 14 seasons, and he's amassed a record of 117 wins, 46 losses since taking over as the head coach in 2007. But he told his players after practice during the bye week on October 6th that this season will be his last on the sidelines here at Perry. Tonight will be the first game the Pirates play, knowing it will be the final season for their head coach, that is. Before coming to Perry, Rosati was the head coach for 11 years at West Geauga, where he went 69-46 with the Wolverines. Combined, he's won 186 games as a head coach against 92 losses in a 25-year head coaching career. The Pirates have made the playoffs for 7 straight years under Matt Rosati, and a state semifinal appearance to go with it back in 2016. His son Anthony is a freshman this year at Washington and Jefferson University in Pennsylvania, and his daughter Nikki is a sophomore and plays tennis here at Perry for the Pirates. In stepping down, Rosati told Cleveland.com last week, "It's time. I really enjoyed my time and my experience, but it's time for somebody young and hungry to come through." Rosati will stay on at Perry as a social studies teacher, but will have more time next fall to watch both of his children play. Perry Athletic Director T.J. Rockwell told Cleveland.com that the school will not post the job opening until after the 2020 Perry football season is completed. On the other sideline, CVCA head coach Dan Larlam is in his 6th season as head coach on the east side of Wyoga Lake Road in Cuyahoga Falls, as the Perry Pirates take the field here at Perry High School. Dan Larlam brings in a career record of 28 wins and 32 losses into tonight's game, but Coach Larlam is 27-13 over the last 4 seasons after rebuilding the Royals program from the foundation up in his first 2 years at the helm. This is the 3rd straight season that Larlam has guided CVCA into the playoffs. He holds a 2-2 record in playoff games. Those 2 wins against Salem last year and Edgewood last week are CVCA's only playoff wins in school history. Overall, the Royals are 2-8 in OHSAA playoff games in the 25-year history of the program. This is, as we said, the 3rd meeting all-time between the 2 schools and the 3rd meeting in the playoffs in the last 3 seasons. The Pirates are members of the Chagrin Valley Conference, as were the Edgewood Warriors last week, and the Royals are 4-6 all-time against schools from the CVCA. A reminder tonight, be sure to follow us on Twitter. The Twitter handle is @CVCA Livestream. Hopefully during the game. Cool. Back with you as we monitor the Twitter feed tonight. Again, the weather tonight is frankly beautiful for mid-October. Clear skies today on a beautiful day gave way or are giving way to a cool, crisp evening. The game time temperature should be around 50 degrees. Temperature should hold steady in the upper 40s. Sunset was at 6:38 20 minutes ago, and frankly, we're thankful for that as we were looking directly into that sun before it went down behind the trees to our west, as we're looking directly in that way. On the injuries report this week, body injury in practice this week, and he will be season, or for most of the season, that sophomore running back Owen Edwards is also out for the two at Northwest. The Royals have entered CVCA Royals, ready for week number 2 of the OHSAA playoffs in the round of 16. Before we get underway tonight, we'll go over the results in Division 4, Region 13 from last week. Girard defeated Woodridge 42-21. They advanced to play tonight against the Northwest Indians, the 1 seed. Beaver Local from Lisbon defeated Minerva by a score of 53-14. They are at Shaw in East Cleveland tonight. That's an 8-9 game. The Royals obviously defeated Edgewood 55-21, and they're playing tonight here at Perry in a 4-13 contest. Lake Catholic advanced due to a forfeit, coronavirus forfeit on the behalf of Orange, and Lake Catholic will play tonight against Canton South. That's a 12-5 matchup. Salem defeated Struthers 34-19, and Salem faces Poland Seminary, the 2 seed tonight. Chagrin Falls defeated Hawken, and they were scheduled to play Mogador Field tonight, but there has been an issue there, and Chagrin Falls will automatically advance. East Liverpool over Gilmore, and VSJ upset Fairless. But we're ready for football here. The Royals are on the field, and they will receive the opening kickoff. Perry is set to kick. We're just about to get underway tonight. It's a deep kick, and it's fielded on the 15-yard line. Eli Dykandrew has it. He's across the 30 to the 32-yard line. We're underway. The Royals will have the ball first tonight, the first possession of the ball game. Michael Bevington gets his first shot tonight with the Royals offense. He'll have 2 receivers split far side of the field, single receiver near side. Empty backfield. Bevington's going to go up the middle, actually move to his left side on the opening play of the ball game. He keeps it and moves the pile forward for about 3 yards, maybe 4 yards, near the 38-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 yards to go. This time the Royals send trips to the near side. Kyle Snyder in the backfield to the right side of Bevington. And he'll hand off to Snyder. Snyder is met at the line of scrimmage, but does power forward for a couple of yards. On the stop that time, number 42, Nathan Smith, the senior for Perry. Pickup of 3 yards. It's 3rd down and 4. So a big play early on here at Perry High School with the Royals with their first possession of the game. Trying to establish the run on the first 2 plays. Bevington has Snyder offset to his left. He waits. Now Bevington will look to throw. To his right side, it's complete near the 1st down marker and knocked backwards. It'll be close, but it looks like it's going to be enough for a 1st down. They'll move the sticks. 1st down and 10, CVCA. Just underway, 10 minutes, 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The Royals with the first down of the ball game. Bevington empty backfield. And he'll run up the middle again. Not much there as the line pushes forward. It'll be a pickup of 2 yards on 1st and 10. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Colin Koenig and Jeffrey Harris in there on the tackle for the Pirates. This time Bevington has a pair of CVCA Royals in the backfield with him. He'll fake the handoff, drops back, looking to throw, fires, and it's complete across the 40-yard line. Broken tackle down to the 35 and taken out of bounds. It looks like Brennan Darr on the reception on that play. A pickup of 20 yards on the play. 1st down and 10 CVCA, and they've moved the ball into Perry territory for the first time tonight. Royals 1st down and 10, officially the 36-yard line of the Perry Pirates. Bevington again in the backfield with 2 Royals split to either side. This time it's a handoff to Kyle Snyder. He's across the 35-yard line, burrows forward to the 32-yard line. 4-yard pickup on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 6 yards to go. We mentioned during the pregame it'll be a battle of the lines of scrimmage, and so far CVCA, their offensive line, getting positive momentum. There hasn't been a whole lot, but they've pushed the ball forward in each of their running plays so far. Bevington in the shotgun. He'll hand off to Snyder again. Actually, he'll keep it up the middle. Michael Bevington to the 25, and he's got enough for another CVCA Royals first down. The Royals moving down the field. This drive started at their 32-yard line. They've got 3 first downs so far, and they have first down and 10 now, officially on the 24-yard line of the Perry Pirates. The game plan tonight has to be to establish that running game. And so far they've been able to do that on drive number 1. We'll see if they can finish this drive now as they move deeper into Perry territory. Snyder's offset to the right-hand side. Bevington has a pair of receivers far side. He'll hand it to Snyder across the 20, and Kyle Snyder is down to the 17-yard line. He'll pick up another 7 yards on that play. They push it back a yard. It's 6-yard gain, 2nd down and 4, and the Royals will go quick again. Snyder to the right side of Bevington. Bevington takes the snap and hands back to Snyder. Now he'll keep it himself, and Bevington rolls forward to about the 13-yard line. He's close to another first down. We'll wait for the spot. It says 3rd down on the marker across the field, but the marker is beyond that first down point, and they switch it. First down and 10 yards to go. The Royals with another first down at the 17-yard line. This time it's trips wide to the far side. Single receiver near side. Snyder offset to the left. Bevington in the shotgun takes it, hands to Snyder. No, he'll keep it himself after the fake handoff. At that time, a big play on defense by the man we talked about. It looks like number 1. Jalen Anderson with a tackle for loss. Bevington kept that ball, and Anderson scooted right into the far side and pushed Michael Bevington back for a loss of 5 yards. It's 2nd down now, 15 from the 22-yard line. Check that, the 19-yard line. So the first adversity for the Royals. We'll see if they can overcome the negative play. Trips near side this time. Bevington checks over to the far sideline for the signals. No play clock here at Alumni Stadium, so the referee is holding the 25-second clock on the field. Bevington waits, assesses the defense, taking his time, and now he'll look to throw. He's got time. The offensive line holds. Now he'll flush out to the left side. Bevington inside the 10, across the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. Michael Bevington was looking to throw. Finally, he'd seen enough, and he tucked it and ran to his left side. It's going to be first down and goal to go, I think, for the Royals. Check that. It looks like a pickup of 14. 3rd down and 1. So huge play coming up. Ball is spotted on the 4-yard line. The Royals with a huge opportunity here in the early going. Third down 1. 4-yard line of the Pirates. Bevington hands to Snyder. He burrows forward. He's not quite to the end zone yet, but he has enough yardage for a first down. It's 1st and goal from the 1 for CVCA. The Royals trying to finish this first drive of the ball game, which has taken up almost half the first quarter. Snyder to the left. Bevington in the shotgun. He'll hand to Snyder. He burrows forward, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown! CVCA strikes first. Kyle Snyder with a 1-yard plunge into the end zone, and the Royals are on top at Alumni Stadium in Perry by a score of 6-0. Just what the doctor ordered for the CVCA Royals. They take the opening kickoff and they run right down the field. They establish the run, and they establish they are here to be reckoned with. Bryce Keitlinger is on for the extra point. Joey Lehner is the holder. They'll spot it on the 10. It's a 20-yard kick. Keitlinger puts a boot into it. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 6 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the first quarter from Perry, Ohio, the Royals take the lead. It's CVCA 7 and Perry nothing. So with a break in the action, we'd like to remind you that Royals football is brought to you on the live stream through the generosity of CVCA Royals football parents and friends of Royals football. Friends of Royals Football is the new parent and alumni and friend organization to support CVCA Royals Football. And we have made these live streams available to you thanks to your generosity. And if you're interested in helping continue the live streams, certainly reach on out. We can let you know how you can continue to be involved in that process. And we are thankful for those of you that are listening and watching today who have helped keep us on the air this season. So, 6 minutes, 7 seconds to go, and the Royals will kick off. If you've been watching this season, you know that the onside kick is the kickoff du jour, or do every day. The Royals, going into last week, had onside kicked 18 times, and I believe they kicked onside every single time last week. Bryce Keitlinger is the kickoff man for the Royals, and he'll boot it. It bounces up, and it's recovered by CVCA. Eli Dicandrew on the bounce, and the Royals have it and will be back out on offense. Perry had their men back deep. They had 3 men deep, and frankly, we say it every week. We know that the onside kick is coming, and yet they were back in their normal kick return formation, and a perfect bounce off that kick by Bryce Keitlinger, and Eli Dicandrew was right there to catch it. The Royals will have first down and 10 from the Perry Pirates' 43-yard line. In a game like this where Perry is so powerful, stealing possessions is huge, and the Royals have just stolen one right there. Dan Larlin likes the quick change strike. We'll see if they go long or if they continue to pound it on the ground to try and use up clock. First down and 10. It's the option. Snyder gets it across the left. He's across the 40, barrels forward to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 yards on first down. It's second down and 4 as the Royals continue to run that ball forward and control the game and control the clock. That's the first time they showed the option. On second down and 4, trips near side. Bevington in the shotgun, Snyder to his left. Hard count. Perry does not jump. Now Bevington will reassess the defensive front. Bevington waits. And he'll hand off to Snyder again. Snyder's got room across the 30. First down yardage down to the 27-yard line. First down and 10 for the Royals. The Royals leading already 7-0 and driving again. First down and 10. This time trips near side again on the right. Snyder offset to the right. Single receiver far side to the left of Michael Bevington, the senior quarterback for CVCA. This time Bevington hands to Snyder, and Snyder another good run on first down. He picks up another 6, maybe 7 yards. Kyle Snyder's down to the 22-yard line. It'll be second down and 4. It's a quiet home crowd, not accustomed to seeing their Perry Pirates trailing. There's plenty of game left to go, but the Royals trying to put an exclamation point on the first quarter. If they can finish this second drive. This time Bevington has a pair of Royals flanking either side of him. He hands off to Snyder again. Kyle Snyder's across the 15, down to the 10-yard line. Another big pickup, 12 yards that time for Kyle Snyder. The Royals are going to have first down and goal to goal again. They spot the ball right at the 10-yard line, so the Royals cannot get a first down, it appears. They will have to get a touchdown. Bevington has two receivers near side, single receiver far side, a pair of Royals in the backfield. And he hands off to Snyder. Kyle Snyder looks for a hole, gets the corner, but this time the Perry Pirates are there to meet him, a host of them. Still, Kyle Snyder falls forward. He'll pick up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Kyle Snyder on the right side. Tackle on the play by Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper in there on the tackle. That time he was the first man to meet Snyder. 2nd down and goal to go from the 8-yard line of Perry. Clock winds down to 3.5 minutes in the first quarter. The Royals scored in their first offensive possession, which took nearly half the first quarter, and then recovered an onside kick. This time it's a bunch formation. Bevington's going to keep it himself, go right side. He's across the 5, down to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, CVCA. Michael Bevington, 8 yards, and he's into the end zone. The Royals increase the lead to 13-0. Michael Bevington followed the senior Jack Bova on the right side, as well as Tony Collins, and they pushed that line forward. He was not touched until he was 2 yards deep into the end zone. The Royals are shocking the Perry Pirates here. 13-0 as Bryce Keitlinger's back in for the extra point. Lehner puts the snap down. Keitlinger's kick is up, and it's good. 3 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and the Royals lead it. CVCA 14, Perry nothing. The Pirates still looking for their first offensive possession. $14-0, the lead for the Royals, but don't get too comfortable out there because we know how powerful the Perry Pirates are, and they've yet to possess the ball. But to take a 14 spot out of the gate and get up on top with 2 touchdown scores, the Royals are continuing to impress on offense. That offense that is averaging 52 points a ball game against admittedly lesser competition the last 5 weeks. They have not missed a beat tonight at Alumni Stadium so far in the first quarter, matching the amount of points they put up last year in the game against Perry in the second round of the playoffs a year ago. This time, again, same formation for Perry. Back deep to return is Desmond Malone and Adam Leftlock. Unlikely the ball will get down that far, but we'll see what Keitlinger decides to do. The Royals onside kick again, and this one is going to be returned, and it's trouble. It's going to be returned for a Perry touchdown. The Perry Pirates scouting CVCA and return an onside kick for a touchdown. Perry's right back in it. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Perry Pirates. Touchdown for Perry, and they still haven't possessed the ball in offense, and they're on the board. Huge play for the Pirates to get back in this game. The Pirates kicker has never missed an extra point in his career. The kick is up, and it's good again. Calvin Rowan, the kicker for Perry, the junior, is true. And 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's now CVCA 14 and the Perry Pirates 7. So the Royals' onside kick strategy backfires a little too cute that time, and Perry was ready for it. And they return that ball for a touchdown. So the Royals will get the ball back, assuming a traditional kickoff. We've had a lot of action here in the first quarter. Eli Dykandrew and David Lewis will be back deep for the Royals to receive. That touchdown for Perry was scored by number 33, Brock Sivan. Check that, 36. And the Pirates are on the board. So Rowan's back out to kick, and they're going to onside kick it, and this one is going to be out of bounds, almost a perfectly positioned kick for the Pirates. The teams exchanging onside kicks, and Perry had that one in their grasp, but the ball just squirmed out of bounds, so the Royals catch a break. And CVCA will take over first down and 10 as the ball went out of bounds. First down and 10 for the Royals. The line of scrimmage will be the 44-yard line of CVCA. Offensive possession number 3 for the Royals. They've scored in their first 2. Perry, by virtue of that touchdown return on the kickoff, is within 7. The Pirates loading the box on defense now. The Royals checking off. Kyle Snyder will get it. Snyder pushes forward to the 48-yard line. He's going to pick up 4 yards on first down. It's second down and 6. And Nate Smith and Jeffrey Harris in there on the tackle for the Perry Pirates. Almost everything on the ground so far for CVCA. This time Bevington has Snyder to his left. And he'll keep it himself. Bevington across midfield. A short gain of 2 yards. It'll be third down and 4. The Royals back in Perry territory, but a huge play here in the first quarter. The Royals have controlled most of the game, but special teams has Perry within a touchdown, and the Royals are trying to move the sticks and maintain possession and keep that powerful Perry offense off the field with Jalen Anderson and company. Minute 55, Bevington on third down, 4 yards. Will throw, and now he'll tuck it and run, and he's tripped up just shy of the first down marker. Great play in the backfield on defense. It looked like number 88, Logan Cassiano, perhaps, on the tackle by the shoestrings. And a big play here, fourth down and 1. The Royals set up to go for it. Empty backfield for Bevington. He's going to go for it himself, and he's got plenty of yards for the first down. Michael Bevington on 4th and 1 has first down yardage, but we've got flags down on the field. What will the call be? It's the first penalty of the game. Will the Royals continue the drive, or will they move the ball backwards? The head referee talking to CVCA, and we've got a face mask on Perry. And so the first down yardage will count, and they'll march off additional penalty yardage against the Perry Pirates. And it's a 15-yard personal foul face mask penalty to go with it. So the Royals get first down yardage on the big 4th and 1 play, and the penalty moves the ball all the way down to the Perry 27-yard line. They spot the ball on the far hash mark. The clock winds now, close to a minute to go in the first quarter. The Royals offense has been on the field the entire first quarter. First down and 10 yards for CVCA. Snyder to the left of Bevington. A pair of receivers to his right. Bevington will hand to Snyder, looks for a hole, cuts back across the 20, still going, 15, 10, still going down to the 5-yard line before Kyle Snyder is knocked out of bounds. A gain of 22 yards for Kyle Snyder, who just was patiently following his blockers, found the hole, cut back to his left side, and the Royals, for the third time in the first quarter, have first down and goal to go. 2 weeks ago, we said the Royals might be the most dangerous 13 seed in all of Ohio, and so far they've proved that here in the first quarter. First down and goal to go. Bevington hands to Snyder, tiptoes, now pushes forward, close to the end zone. Is he in? No. They'd mark him just shy of the end zone. Pick up of 4 yards. It'll be second down and goal from the 1. Bevington steps up to his lineman, gives him the call. Snyder to his left. It looks like Brock Simmons to his right. Single receivers on either side. Bevington hands off to Snyder. He tries to tiptoe, and he's knocked down in the backfield. Great penetration that time by the Perry defensive front. And now another huge play. Third down and goal. Snyder might have lost a half a yard in that play. But we will not get another playoff in the first quarter. The first quarter has come to an end. We've played 12 minutes. The Royals offense has been on the field the entire time. And at the end of the first quarter, CVCA leads it by a score of 14-7. With a break in the action here at the end of the first quarter, we'd like to remind you that tonight's broadcast is helped by our friends at Chick-fil-A on Howe Avenue in Cuyahoga Falls. That's Chick-fil-A Chapel Hill. They are tonight's Royals Power Meal sponsor. Chick-fil-A providing the Royals with their dinner last night. We thank them. It's their first year being involved with Royals football. We appreciate them coming on as a sponsor of the Royals Power Meal program. Stop on down to Chick-fil-A on Howe Avenue, Chick-fil-A Chapel Hill, and get yourself a dinner or a meal when they reopen on Monday morning. We've played a quarter of football here from Perry High School, and the Royals are knocking on the door again. When we resume, they will have third down and goal from the 1-yard line. Leading this game as the 13 seed against the 4th-seeded Perry Pirates, 14-7. Almost everything going exactly as the Royals would like, with the exception of the kickoff return on the onside kick, which has Perry within a touchdown. The goal to establish the run and keep the Perry offense off the field couldn't have been better in the first quarter, but here a big play. Bunch formation. Bevington will keep it. He lunges forward. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Michael Bevington. Bevington, his second touchdown of the night. A 1-yard run, 4 seconds into the second quarter, and the Royals put another 6 points up on the board. That's 3 offensive possessions and 3 touchdowns for CVCA. For Bevington, that's his second rushing touchdown tonight, his 18th touchdown on the ground this year, and Bryce Keitlinger is back in. Lehner puts the ball down. The kick is up. And Bryce Keitlinger splits the uprights. It's good. 11:56 to go. Second quarter just underway. And Perry's offense yet to take the field. The Royals lead it 21-7. Michael Bevington and Kyle Snyder and the CVCA offensive line executing the game plan to a T in the first quarter and 4 seconds. Head coach Matt Rosati and the Perry Pirates certainly have to be expecting another onside kick. They had scouted it after being victimized on the first onside kick when Eli Dykandrew recovered it and had a big play returning the second one for a touchdown. That is the only time a Perry Pirate has possessed the football tonight. So the Royals have to be a bit more aware of that return opportunity, and this time Perry is moving up, finally. The Royals in another unique formation, all bunched up with their backs to the line of scrimmage. Keitlinger. With a squib forward. There's a scrum for it. Perry touched it. Who's got it? The Royals jumping up and down, waiting for the signal. And the Royals have it again.
That ball did not go 10 yards, and yet Perry touched the football. It was loose, and the Royals jumped on top of it. They've stolen another possession. And we've got a conference now. The initial signal was that it was CVCA football. This would be a huge turn of events if the referees decide to turn it back over to Perry. It did look from this vantage point that Perry did touch the ball about 8 yards down the field, which would make it a live football.
Onside kick by the Royals. Some discussion by the referee.
The referees pushing the Royals offense back and now pushing Perry's defense back. This is a huge moment in the ball game. The Royals offense is back out on the field waiting for the call to be confirmed. The initial call was that CVCA recovered the onside kick. We're getting a look at the replay up in the booth. The referee's still talking it over. Chad Dar to my right looking, and now the referee's breaking the huddle, and they call it CVCA football. The Royals have it again. On the bottom of that pile, as we're looking at the play, it looked like 34 Logan Scranton came up with it for CVCA. And again, the Royals offense retakes the field. First down and 10, CVCA. This time the line of scrimmage is their own 48-yard line. Again, single receivers to either side. Snyder and Simmons in the backfield. Snyder's going to get it, and he falls forward across midfield to the 48-yard line of Perry, a pickup of 4 yards. It's second down and 6. Ball control offense and excellent special teams. Save one play for CVCA is the story of this game through the first 13 minutes. Michael Bevington in the backfield again. Snyder to his left. Out of the bunch formation. Bevington will hand to Snyder. Actually, he'll keep it himself this time, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield, that time by number 2. That's Jaden Anderson, the first time we've called his name tonight. And for the first time tonight, the Royals are going to have third down and long. Royals lost a yard in that play. It's third down and 7, and the Perry defense finally trying to get off the field on this play. 21-7, CVCA leading, and yet it feels precarious. Third down and 7. The Royals need the 42-yard line for the first down. Bevington in the backfield will drop back and look to throw. Now he's flushed to his left under big pressure. He throws across his body, complete, first down. Brennan Dar in the reception for CVCA. First down yardage around the 28-yard line. A huge pickup on third down and 7, and the Royals' drive will continue. Michael Bevington was flushed to his left. He was under severe pressure, but he found Dar coming across the middle and fired it in there. First down and 10, CVCA once again. This time trips to the far side. Snyder offset to the right. Single receiver is David Lewis on the left. Bevington will hand to Snyder. Snyder, big hole across the 20, still on his feet, down to the 15, 14-yard line. Another big play for CVCA. 14 more yards on the pickup. First down and 10 again for the Royals. This time, Snyder to the right, trips far right. Bevington in the shotgun. Takes his time. Now he sets himself. Receives the snap. Bevington will keep it, trying to fake a couple of defenders. He was dead to rights in the backfield, and yet lunges forward, but there is a flag down on the field. Far side on the 19-yard line near the hash mark, away from where the play was. Waiting on the official's signal, and it's another face mask call against Perry. Away from the play, a bad penalty, frankly, for Perry, as Michael Bevington was bottled up in the backfield and got as much as he could. but they'll march off half the distance to the goal line, and again, CVCA will have it first down and goal to go. Line of scrimmage is the Perry 5-yard line. Royals leading 21-7 and trying to get more. The clock winds, second quarter action now, 9 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Snyder offset to the right, a pair of receivers far side, and we've got a whistle, timeout by Perry. Matt Rosati wants to talk about it, and perhaps he, like the rest of us, feeling what's happening tonight. The Royals executing on offense with ball control. I think they've only thrown it twice. They've recovered a couple of onside kicks, and amazingly, we're 9 minutes and 31 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Perry offense is yet to see the field. The Royals offense looking to score for the fourth straight time that they've had the ball. Dan Larlam could not have drawn it up better in the first 15 minutes of this ball game. The Royals, though, have to make Perry pay and make them, well, rather they have to simply execute and finish the drive. No mistakes. A shocking development here in Perry, where they're not used to trailing, as we said before. They won 26 straight games before Riverside came in here and broke a 7-game losing streak in their rivalry in I believe it was week 3 of the season. After the timeout, Matt Rosati sends his defense back out on the field, and Perry will try and make a stop, but the Royals will try and finish this drive once again. First down and goal for CVCA. Bevington, empty backfield. He's going to go straight forward, and Michael Bevington lunges toward the end zone. He's not there yet. Pushed back, but not before he gets down to about the 2-yard line. They'll officially mark it on the 2. So it's second and goal for CVCA. That clock continues to run. Check that. It was a second down play because the half the distance penalty did not give a first down. In high school, there is no first down on a personal foul. So that was a first down run on second down for CVCA. Now Bevington keeps it and lunges forward again, and he's into the end zone again. Michael Bevington, check that. I think it's Kyle Snyder on the direct snap. Regardless, it's another CVCA touchdown. 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the second quarter, and the Royals are 4 for 4 on offense. The lead extends to 27-7. Keitlinger is back. Laner, high snap, down. Keitlinger puts a boot into it, and it's good. So the Royals lead now plunges forward to 28-7 here at Alumni Stadium in Perry, Ohio. You couldn't have written a better script so far, but still so much time to go. We got to catch our breath here in Perry. The Royals offense has been on the field the entire game so far, with multiple onside kicks recovered by CVCA. The only time that Perry has had the ball, they returned one of those onside kicks for a touchdown. And as we check the replay, it was Michael Bevington on that touchdown run for CVCA. Not Kyle Snyder, so it's his third touchdown of the game for Bevington. The Perry Pirates again line up in a normal kickoff return formation. Keitlinger and the Royals set up in a normal kickoff formation, but nothing has been normal about Royals kickoffs this season. This time it's another onside kick. And it's on the ground. It did not go 10 yards. There's a battle for it, and Perry has come up with it. Perry was actually ranging back on that onside kick again, and they are fortunate the ball did not go 10 yards because Bryce Keitlinger was right there to jump on it, but the ball stopped dead 9 yards down the field. The Royals would have recovered another onside kick, but Keitlinger was being patient. That kick just did not go far enough. Shocking, actually, that Perry was ranging back on that kickoff to return another normal kick. The Royals have onside kicked about 25 times this season, every single kickoff last week, and yet Perry in normal kickoff formation. You have to see that on the video. But finally, with 8 minutes and 55 seconds, we get our look at the Perry offense and Jalen Anderson. Anderson will get it on the first play, and Anderson powers forward. Exactly what we expected to see, frankly, though we expected to see it about 40 minutes ago. The first play for Jalen Anderson is a run across the right side, and he's got 7 yards, and in at quarterback is the freshman Braden Richards. 2nd down and 3 for Perry. Richards will hand to Anderson again. Anderson jukes to his right side. He's across the 40. He's got first down yardage down to the 38-yard line. It's a first down for Perry, their first of the ball game. We'd normally say the Royals defense is rested. However, there's a lot of players who play both ways for CVCA. So the Royals defense are going to have to step up and try and stop that run from the Anderson. This time a handoff to the up back, and the offensive line for Perry pushes forward for 3 yards. Aiden Leftlock, the carrier on that play. Leftlock, the junior. He's in there to keep the defense honest. That's his 53rd carry of the season. He picked up 3 yards at 2nd down and 7 from the 35-yard line. The Royals jump on defense. The play does run, though, and now they whistle it dead. There was all kinds of movement on the line, and they will call that an offside encroachment on CVCA. So 2nd down and 7 will become 2nd down and 2 for the Perry Pirates. Line of scrimmage is the 30-yard line. Edwards is under center. He hands to Anderson left side this time, and Anderson is bottled up by CVCA. He might have gained 1 yard before the Royals defense pushed him backwards. It will be 3rd down, 1 yard to go. It has to be 4-down territory, but right now 3rd down and 1 for Perry as they've got the ball on the Royals' 29-yard line. Richards under center, hands to Anderson. Anderson looks right side. He's got enough for a first down and barrels forward to the 24-yard line. The Pirates will move the sticks. First drive of the ball game, deep into the 2nd quarter for Perry. This time Edwards will look to throw. Lost it to the end zone. He's got a man wide open there. Touchdown for Perry. Javen Richards got loose as the Royals bit on the play action. Braden Richards rolled to his left side and found Javen Richards in the corner. No one near him for CVCA, and Perry is on the board for a touchdown with 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Calvin Rowan back in for the extra point. His kick is up, and Rowan's kick is good. So Perry answers CVCA. Their first offensive possession ends up with a touchdown pass from Braden Richards to Javen Richards, brother to brother. We've got a ball game. Royals 28, Perry 14. 6:35 to go here in the half. The closest man to Richards was Joey Lehner, but he was not nearly close enough. That's the 4th touchdown pass of the season for Braden Richards. It's been a long layoff for him between the first game of the year on August 28th against Edgewood and tonight's game, as he's recovered from that fractured elbow. And back out to kick for Perry is Rowan. Perry did onside kick on their first opportunity as well, and they had a perfect chance to recover the onside kick, but the ball squirted out of bounds. Back deep are Eli Dykandrew and David Lewis for CVCA. The Royals with an interesting formation, and it's a pooch kick up in the air, and it's going to go out of bounds. The Royals anticipated a special teams play, an onside kick type play for Perry, but that onside kick was not executed very well at all. It went right out of bounds, and the Royals will take over, 1st down and 10. What a first half it's been. If you like offense, you've enjoyed the CVCA offense being on the field most of the first half, and yet Perry, with just one chance to possess the ball, has 2 touchdowns, and they're within 2 touchdowns. And again, you feel like you can't score enough against Perry, knowing how powerful they are on offense when they do have the ball. 1st down and 10 for CVCA. The Royals will send trips to the near side. Kyle Snyder back out there, offset to the left of Michael Bevington in the backfield, shotgun formation. Bevington hands off to Snyder. Snyder lunges forward. He's rarely taken down on first contact. And even there, where he was hit at the line of scrimmage, Kyle Snyder pushes forward for 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. Second down, 7 for the Royals. Snyder this time offset to the right. Bevington looks to the sideline as the Royals perhaps change up the call, and patiently waiting, again trying to possess the ball as much as possible. We're just under 6 minutes to go, halfway through the second quarter. Snyder shifts to the left. Bevington tells Ty Bova to move in a little bit, and he'll roll to his left. Michael Bevington looking to throw under big pressure, and he's going to be taken down with a big sack. Huge loss, big play by Jaden Anderson, brother of Jalen Anderson, a playmaker, and he showed his speed and showed why he's got an Air Force offer, a D1 offer right there. A huge loss back to the 38-yard line for CVCA. 2nd and 7 becomes 3rd down and 20. The Perry fans sensing momentum shifting, pounding with their feet on the bleachers here on the home side. Bevington waits. He'll look to throw. Drops back. They set up a screen, and it's going to be almost intercepted. The Royals fortunate that that was not picked off. So for the first time tonight, the Pirates defense has stepped up with the stop. Ball intended for Kyle Snyder, and Perry's defense was all over it. So it brings up 4th down and 20 yards to go, and Bryce Keitlinger is out to punt the ball away for the first time tonight. Momentum may be shifting. The Royals with 4 touchdowns in the first half, but still only a 2-touchdown lead. The ball bounces, and Keitlinger does get it off, fortunately, and the ball is out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Keitlinger, a 4-year starter at the kicking game for CVCA. Bryce Keitlinger short-handed there in the backfield, and there was all kinds of danger as that ball was bouncing into him. He had Rush in his face, but Keitlinger got it off, and they will officially spot it on the 32-yard line where Perry will take over first down and 10 once again. So the Pirates ran down the field on their first play, featuring Jalen Anderson in the backfield. And then once they got close on the play action, the Royals bit, and Braden Richards hit his brother Javin for a touchdown. It's a 14-point game. And this time, Richards on the option will keep it. He's across the 40 and then knocked down. Ball's on the ground. Who's got it? Royals pointing their way, waiting for a signal. Perry says they have it. And the Royals come up with it. A huge break as Braden Richards kept it on the option, and he was leveled after the first down marker. The ball came out, and the Royals come up with it. A huge break. CVCA steals another possession. So after the first time that Perry's defense stopped the Royals' offense, on the very next play, the Royals' defense steps up and gets the ball right back. First down and 10 from the Perry 45-yard line. 4 minutes, 41 seconds now to go in the half. Trips to the far side. Bevington in the shotgun formation. And he'll follow Kyle Snyder. Looks to get a block and does not get to the corner. Michael Bevington will lose a couple of yards. The speed of the Perry defense now showing a little bit more than it did during the first quarter and the first part of the second quarter. It looks like Jaden Anderson was back in there to make the play. So it's second down and 12 this time for CVCA. CVCA does have 3 timeouts, but unlikely they'll want to stop the clock. The Perry Pirates do have 2. They used one down on the goal line earlier this quarter. Bevington waits the snap. Has it. Fakes to Snyder. He's going to go forward. Bevington gets back the lost yardage and more. He's down to the 41-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards. It'll bring up third down and 7. Make it third down and 6. So another huge play for both teams as the Royals continuing to try to control the ball on offense and keep that Perry offense off the field while matriculating down the field. Third down and 6. Perry 41-yard line is the line of scrimmage. Now the Royals will recheck on the sideline. Royals offensive coaches signaling in the play. Clock winds closer to 3 minutes. Bevington leans over with a message for Snyder. Now he'll look to throw, tucks it, flush to his left, throws, and just out of the outstretched arms of Ty Bova. The clock will stop on the incomplete pass with 2 minutes and 59 seconds to go. It's fourth down, 6. It looks like the Royals punting unit heading back out onto the field. So Perry with a second straight stop. And Bryce Keitlinger will be in to kick it away. Desmond Malone and Jaden Hacking are the traditional punt returners. Keitlinger's going to kick it, and it's a bad punt. It may have been tipped, and it goes out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. The way that ball scurried out of bounds and twisted, it looked like there may have been a tip. So the Perry Pirates will get great field position with 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. And after the first half that they have had and the limited opportunities they've had, Perry has a chance to take this game to halftime with a 1-score differential, which could be about as good as they could possibly ask for given the way the first 15 minutes of this game transpired. CVCA did receive the opening kickoff, which means Perry also is set up to receive the opening kickoff of the second half. Braden Richards under center again. And it's a sweep. And the Royals in there blow that up. Bryce Keitlinger on the stop of Javin Richards. No gain, actually a loss of 1 yard. It'll be second down and 11. So this time, empty backfield. Interesting formation. 2 receivers to the far side in a stack formation. Trips to the near side. Man in motion now. And it's a fake handoff. This time run up the middle. Big run. Huge run. Richards on the keeper. He picked up 13 yards. Enough for a first down across midfield to the 48-yard line of CVCA. Now more traditional formation with Jalen Anderson in the backfield. Richards will hand to Anderson. Anderson waits for his blocks. Not much there. Falls forward. He'll pick up 2, perhaps 3 yards on that play. They'll spot it on the 45-yard line. It will be 3. Second down, 7 yards to go. Under 2 minutes, second quarter. Perry with the ball. Braden Richards rolls to his left. He's under pressure. Looks like he'll tuck it and run. He's got Green in front of him across the 40 down to the 30 and out of bounds. Another big play for the freshman from Perry. The Pirates quarterback will pick up 15 yards in that play down to the 30-yard line. First down and 10 for Perry as they're trying to cash in before the half ends. Looks like Richards stepped out of bounds at the 37-yard line, so that's where they'll spot it. First down and 10. As he got out of bounds, the clock did stop. So a minute 35 to play here in the first half. Richards under center again. Pitch to Anderson. Anderson running right. Big room in front of him. Jalen Anderson, one man to beat. Cuts to his left, and he's going to get to the end zone. Touchdown, 32 yards for Jalen Anderson. Remember that 28-7 lead? Well, now it's 28-20 for CVCA as Perry answering. Jalen Anderson with great blocking in front of him, had open field and made one cut and found his way to the end zone for the touchdown. Calvin Rowan again for the extra point, and it's good. He's still perfect on his career. Rowan brings the score to the Royals 28 and Perry 21 with a minute 26 to go here in the first half. So we said during the pregame that Perry was going to score, and they have 3 second-quarter touchdowns. Check that, 2 second-quarter touchdowns to go along with the kickoff return on the onside kick for CVCA early. And no one was going to stop Jalen Anderson that time as he found the end zone, and we've got ourselves a ball game. The Royals do have 3 timeouts. We'll see if Perry will kick it deep. Both teams experimenting with various onside kicks during this game. The only traditional kick was the opening kick. Dicandrew and Lewis back deep to receive for CVCA. The ball is spotted on the 40. And it is a traditional kick. Dicandrew will field it at the 14-yard line. He's across the 20, still going, and he's out of bounds about the 27-yard line. The Royals will have it first down and 10. They'll have a minute and 22 seconds to see if they can get down the field. Michael Bevington and company back out on the field. They spot the ball officially at the 29-yard line. And the Royals come out in the bunch formation. Bevington looks to throw. Stops. Now he's flushed, rushed. Still looking. He's going to tuck and try and get what he can. He's knocked out of bounds. The clock will stop. Not much of a gain there, if at all. No gain officially. Bevington back to the line of scrimmage. For Perry, that's exactly what they wanted. The clock stopped. They did not need to use a timeout, and the Royals second down and long. After those first 4 offensive drives for CVCA resulted in touchdowns, the Pirates defense has stepped up on the last 2, and they've answered on their own offensive drives, and we've got a close ball game. Second down and 10, Bevington out of the shotgun, Snyder to his right. Bevington looks to throw again. He's got another big rush, and he's being chased again, and he'll be taken down in the backfield for the sack. Number 72, Jeffrey Harris Jr., the senior, 5'7", 270, showing some skill as he got into the backfield and chased down Michael Bevington from behind. It's a loss of 3 yards. It'll be third down and 13. The clock stops as Perry calls timeout. As quick as the Perry offense can strike, you know that they're not out of it. They're looking for a big stop here on third and long for CVCA, and they want to get the ball back and potentially tie it up before the half ends. It's been a tale of 2 quarters. The Royals, when things were going good, were running the ball. As they've tried to shift to try and pass a little bit, it's been a bit more difficult, frankly a lot more difficult for Michael Bevington to find time and find open receivers. And as that momentum has shifted, the Perry defense, their front 7, the strength of their team, is stepping up. Frankly, it was gut check time for Perry with the 7 straight playoff appearances, 2 straight years beating this Royals team. The Pirates are champions, and they're certainly in a ball game. The Royals, winners themselves, looking to establish something here that they and continue in the first half, but they've got a big third down play. Third down, 13 yards to go. They need the 39-yard line. Bevington will drop back. Again, big rush. Bevington will tuck in and run. 30, 35, makes a man miss. He's got first down yardage. Michael Bevington across the 45-yard line to the 46. A huge play. A pickup of 21 yards up the middle for Michael Bevington. He moves the sticks, and more importantly, he keeps the ball out of the hands of Perry. 57 seconds to go now, and the Royals will go quickly. Bevington will look to throw again. The line tries to hold. He goes long. He's looking for David Lewis, and it is knocked away. A long shot for Lewis. Check that. It looks like Bryce Keitlinger was the intended receiver. Regardless, it falls incomplete. We're going to go with Brennan Darr in that intended receiver. So I thought it was Lewis. The PA dresser thought it was Keitlinger, but Brennan Darr, 16, was actually who it was intended for. Flag down on the field. And they're going to get Perry for encroachment, or frankly, they're going to get CVCA for lining up in the neutral zone. David Lewis on the near side was lined up in the neutral zone, and they'll get him for 5 yards. So a flag down, 44 seconds to go here in the first half. They'll march CVCA back 5 yards to the 40. It'll be second down, 15. Trips far side. Bevington has Snyder to his right. Drops back. Bevington with a big rush in his face again, and he's going to be taken down again in the backfield. 74 again on the play. That's A.J. Keefus. Keifus, actually, on the pronunciation. The 3rd sack of the second quarter of Michael Bevington, and again, 3rd down and long for CVCA. Perry choosing not to stop the clock as it winds down to 15 seconds, and frankly, CVCA will probably be happy to take this to the locker room as well. We'll see if they decide to run a play. 6 seconds left. Bevington looking at the clock. Now he sets up. They get down, but the clock will run out, and that's going to do it in the first half. The Royals controlling everything for the first 15 minutes. And yet, Perry stepping up on defense, stopping the Royals a couple of times in the latter portion of the second quarter, getting a pair of offensive touchdowns themselves. We go to the half in a 7-point ball game. The score at halftime is CVCA 28 and the Perry Pirates 7. As we go to the half, we'll take a word in a moment for this message from Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy.
What is excellence? Excellence is a battle cry that you were made for more than this, in a world that is so satisfied with just okay. It's striving for greatness not only when there is a prize or recognition to be won, but in the still and quiet with only an audience of one. It's going above and beyond for others in service because our God has gone above and beyond all that we could have asked or imagined in His pursuit of us. It's diving into studies and academic pursuits, believing that the Lord has fashioned our minds out of the dust of the earth to understand and master complex concepts and the deep mysteries of the universe. It's preparation, not only for college or a career, but a life recklessly abandoning the ordinary and believing that the God who moves mountains lives inside you and will use you to turn the world upside down for His glory. A school defined by excellence is so much more than a building and classrooms. It is a defining culture, a strong imprint on a student's life in the way they will learn and grow. It is a life-altering encounter that surrounds them with people and experiences that shape who they will become. It is the foundation that they will take with them wherever they go. It is what they will see in their rearview mirrors as guideposts, showing them the way forward and propelling them to excel still more. In our lives, in our homes, in our families, in our communities, to go out and impact the world that God so loved. To shine a light on the darkest and most broken places, to be the salt to those who have lost their flavor, to bring love and healing as the hands and feet that we are called to be. We are CVCA, and we are called to excel still more.
That message from CVCA and the Excel Still More campaign. In-person open houses will happen at CVCA. We invite you to learn more at one of our in-person events, either on November 12th or November 17th. Feel free to visit the website, www.cvcaroyals.org, for all information and to register. Royals are accepting applications for the 2021-22 school year now. Applications are being submitted and acceptances have begun. Please visit the website again, www.cvcaroyals.org, for all information and to apply for admission to CVCA. As you consider the community that you'd like to be a part of, we invite you to experience CVCA and see what makes CVCA so unique, to virtually meet parents, students, faculty, and alumni through the videos on the Experience CVCA page. Again, that can be found also at www.cvcaroyals.org. And now we're going to take a few moments to enjoy the Perry High School Marching Band. We're at halftime at Perry in Perry, Ohio. The score, the Royals 28 and the Perry Pirates 21. Halftime at and Canton South. Poland Seminary is the 2 seed. They are up in second quarter action against Salem by a score of 21-6. Chagrin Falls was scheduled to play Mogador Field today, but at 10 o'clock this morning, Field called and canceled the game due to, quote, an issue. They did not specify what that issue was, but we can only speculate that there may have been a COVID-19 issue at Field. So by virtue of a no contest, Chagrin Falls will advance and play next week. 14th seed Liverpool is up big over West Branch, the 3 seed. That would be an upset if it holds. Second quarter action, the score is Liverpool 28 and West Branch 7. And in another surprising score, VASJ, who is the 22nd seed, was winless going into last week's game. They upset Fairless, CVCA's Pac-7 opponent, last week to get their first win of the season in a playoff game. They're playing the 6th-seeded Youngstown Ursuline team, and they lead at 14-7 in the second quarter. VASJ, as you may remember, was on the schedule last year, and the Royals defeated Villa Angela St. Joseph on the road last year in Elvis Gerbach's first game as head coach of VASJ. The Royals and VASJ were scheduled to play again this year, but the COVID-19 situation resulted in that game being canceled. And the 2 teams did meet up in a scrimmage at the start of the season, but VSJ had a terrible time going 0-6 during the regular season. But if they hold off Youngstown Ursuline, they'll win their first 2 games and advance into the next round in Division 4 Region 13, which is an amazing and potentially shocking development. In other games tonight, playoff games involving CVCA opponents in the Pac-7 in other divisions, Manchester has come to their day of reckoning. They are playing Kirtland, who has the longest, or rather the 3rd longest winning streak in the United States. Kirtland of the Chagrin Valley Conference here, leading that game 32-7. Elsewhere, Loudonville is on the road, and they are playing a school called Centerburg. They're holding tough, trailing 21-13 near the half of that game. The Royals, obviously, we've talked about, leading 28-21 here in the Pac-7, representing the Pac, but still plenty of time to go here and a lot of time left to be played. Northwest, we mentioned before, also of the Pac-7, the number 1 seed in Region 13, leading 18-7 over Girard. And Orville had a 2-hour and 15-minute bus ride almost to Fort Wayne, Indiana tonight, way in the western part of Ohio, playing Ottawa-Glandorf. And they're going to have a long bus ride home. The score is Ottawa-Glandorf 42 and Orville nothing at the half. So, Orville got a win last week, but it's not looking very good tonight. In fact, it's looking quite meager with a 42-0 halftime deficit. Shout out to Dana Parmenter. Dana Parmenter for getting us those halftime scores and those scores of out-of-town games. Dana Parmenter, who helped us out. He's our key grip getting set up tonight. He's sitting over in the away stands, but still working on behalf of the broadcast tonight. So, as we move on toward the end of the halftime, we look at Royals at the next level, as we've done each week. 2019 graduate Trey Tucker's Cincinnati Bearcats had a bye last week and are 3-0 and ranked number 8 in the AP rankings. They had a road game scheduled today, but that game was postponed on Thursday night due to COVID-19 cases within the Bearcats team. That game will now be played on December the 5th. 2 weeks ago, UC defeated South Florida at home 28-7, and Tucker had a dynamic kickoff return for a touchdown in that game. Fellow 2019 graduate Josh Junko's Pittsburgh Panthers dropped a 31-30 heartbreaker last week against Boston College. And that game was lost on a missed extra point in overtime. A real heartbreaker. Earlier today, Pitt played at number 7 Miami, and we'll try and get you a score on that a bit later on. Next week, Pittsburgh is home with another huge game in front of them. They will host number 5 Notre Dame down in Pittsburgh. And again, we'll do this day in Royals history, as we've been doing throughout the 2020 season. As we're now playing on Saturday nights, we've moved ahead. And looking at a couple different years, 2003 on October 17th, the Royals rebounded from a stunning loss the week before at Manchester, and they defeated Tusky Valley at home 23-14 to push their record in 2003 to 7-1. It was the Royals' only victory in a 7-year period against Tusky Valley from 2001 to 2007. when the Braves of Tusky Valley won 6 out of 7 in that series, which was a Pac-7 Principals Athletic Conference game during that time. The Royals did then go on to win 7 straight games against Tusky Valley from 2008 onwards before the series ended in 2016 with Tusky Valley winning the final 2 head-to-head matchups. The Royals did finish that 2003 season 9-1, and they qualified for the playoffs. Fast forward 5 years, it was again October 17th, the Friday night in 2008, and the Royals were in the midst of another great season. They went on the road in Week 8 to Indian Valley, and they came home with a 36-0 whitewashing, a shutout victory against the Braves of Indian Valley. The only regular season blemish in that season was a loss to Tuslaw, and the Royals again finished the regular season at 9-1, won the Pac-7 championship, and qualified for the playoffs. 6 years later, on October 17th, the Royals did play again in 2014. It was Coach Ray Karosha's 18th and final season as head coach at CVCA, and they put up a good fight that night in an otherwise dismal season. The Royals dropped a home game that evening to Fairless by a score of 24-21. They finished the 2014 season at 2-8, but as we mentioned last week, Coach Ray Karosha is synonymous with CVCA football. He was the first head coach in Royals history, 18 seasons, and finished up his career with 107 victories and 77 losses, 6 playoff appearances in his 18 seasons, and 4 conference championships. It's safe to say head coach Ray Karosha put CVCA football on the map. Speaking of the map, the Royals would really be on the map tonight if they can hold off in this game against Perry and the Pirates here at Perry High School. We're at halftime, and the Royals are leading it by a score of 28-21. The Perry offense did not see the field until about 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, and when they did get on the field, they were dynamic as expected and as advertised, but the game plan in the first 15 minutes worked out nearly to a T as the Royals took the opening kickoff, marched down the field, and scored, and then recovered a first of multiple onside kicks, and they scored on their first 4 offensive possessions. The Pirates did not possess the football at all in the first 15 minutes of the game. They did get on the board, however, by virtue of a kickoff return on one of those CVCA onside kicks that bounced up perfectly, and one of the upmen for the Perry Pirates sped into the end zone. With 15 minutes into the game, 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, the Royals led it 28-7. Perry's offense finally got on the field and did what Perry's offense does. Jalen Anderson and freshman quarterback highly touted Braden Richards got to work. Anderson and Richards drove down the field, and Richards found his brother, Javin Richards, wide open in the left corner, and they got on the board for their first score after stopping CVCA and a couple of exchanges of possessions. Jalen Anderson ran 32 yards for a touchdown to close the game to 28-21. Royals did have a couple of opportunities, but the defense for Perry stepped it up in the latter part of the second quarter. They got 3 sacks in on Michael Bevington and tipped the momentum back in their favor, and that's where we stand here as we approach the second half. Michael Bevington did have 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Kyle Snyder added 1 for himself, but the game plan must stay the same, frankly, for CVCA, as I'm looking toward Chad Darr to my right and Zach Nichols to my left on camera. Ball control, take advantage of opportunities, try to win the turnover battle, which they're up 1-0 in that battle so far, and score more points, because Perry was going to score again in the second half. If the Royals can put up 4 more touchdowns, it'll be interesting. I don't know if they will, but the Royals are averaging 52 points a game in the last 5 games, and the offense, at least in the first part of the first half, did look like they were having their way. Defensive adjustments have to be expected by Perry coach Matt Rosati and his assistants as the Pirates are back on the field on their own sideline. The Royals still warming up in the end zone to our left. That is the south end zone here at Perry High School, as we are up on the shores nearly of Lake Erie in Lake County. It is a north-south field. To our right is the north end zone, and beyond that, about 1 mile, is Lake Erie. And to our left is the south end zone here at Perry High School. It is a beautiful facility. We are in the shadow of the Perry Nuclear Power Plant, which puts tax dollars into the pockets of the Perry school system and the folks here, and they have top-notch facilities. We are in the nicest press box that we will be this side of Cleveland Brown Stadium, I think, or Paul Brown Stadium, where the Hall of Fame field is. The field is gorgeous. There is an 8-lane track around the field, and the press box is connected to the school behind us. So just absolutely top-notch everything here at Perry High School. And a shout-out to Perry Athletic Director TJ Rockwell for hosting us here this week. We thank him for helping us get started and get on the air. We are ready for the second half, and Perry sends out their return team. The Royals will kick off to start the second half.
Congrats to the girls tennis players. Lily Walker and the doubles team of Anna Fletcher and Nikki Rosati are qualifying for the
Again, if you're following on the live stream, shout out to us on the CVCA Twitter feed. Our Twitter handle is @CVCA Livestream. We'll try and take a look at that and shout out back to you during the second half. @CVCA Livestream. Take a picture of your TV, your computer, however you're watching. Post it there in the Twitter feed, and we'll try and shout out to you during the second half. Keitlinger, another onside kick that bounces up. It's still there, and the Royals get it again. But there's a flag down, a flag way after the play, and I fear they are going to call offsides on CVCA where that flag went down right at the 41.5-yard line. There's a conference by the officials. Both teams waiting for the ruling. Bryce Keitlinger jumping up and down. He thinks that the Royals are going to keep it. It's holding on Perry, and so the Royals will keep it. For the third time tonight, the Royals execute a perfect onside kick, and they'll steal another possession. Frankly, I'm not sure how you hold on an onside kick on the return team. But it was a late flag, so the Royals get a break, make their own breaks, and they will take over first down and 10. The recovery was about the 45-yard line, but they're going to march off 15 yards against Perry. The signal was a hold, which is normally a 10-yard penalty. I'm not sure why they've marched off 15, but frankly, if you're a Royals fan, you're not going to complain. It's first down and 10 from the Perry 27-yard line to start the second half. Bevington has trips to the near side. Kyle Snyder to his left, and they're going to go back to the run game. Snyder will take it up the middle. Not much there. He falls forward for 2 yards. And it will be incumbent upon CVCA to reestablish that offensive dominance and the run game, which was so perfectly executed during the first 15 minutes of the first half. Second down, and we'll call it 9, just 1 yard on that first down gain. This time, pitch to Snyder. Snyder across the 30, down around the 25-yard line. I think they'll call him a little short of the 25, 26-yard line, but it's enough for a first down for CVCA, a pickup of 10 yards. Down to the 16-yard line. The Royals recovering their third onside kick of the game and trying to cash in here at the start of the second half. Control the ball, win the turnover battle, and steal possessions. That's the game plan, and so far it continues to work for CVCA. First down and 10. Trips to the far side. Bevington will hand off to Snyder. Snyder finds a block in a hole. He's down across the 10-yard line. They'll pick up 6 yards on this play. Second down and 4 for CVCA as they're knocking on the door again. We've started the second half, and we've got a stoppage. It appears that there may be a Perry player down on the field. The way that the Perry player is sitting on the field, it's Jaden Anderson, number 2, the star on defense. It looks like it may be a cramp, hopefully for his benefit. But Anderson did wreak havoc in the CVCA backfield as they got going on defense in the second quarter. He is up and jogs off the field under his own power. It looks like he'll be fine and probably return quickly as he does lay down, and definitely a cramp as they try and stretch out that right leg of the junior for Perry. So after the stoppage, the Royals head back out on the field. They've got a second down play coming up, second down 4. Head referee whistles the play back into, or the clock back into play. Snyder offset to the right side this time. Bevington will fake to him, roll to his right. He's in big trouble, and Bevington is going to stumble down on the 14-yard line. A tackle for loss for Perry. Javin Richards was in there on the defensive tackle, the defensive end for Perry. Bevington lost 4 yards. Now it's third down and 8. So a huge play coming up here for both teams. The Royals leading 28-21, looking for more. They had a second down and 4, moving the ball forward, but now it's third down and long. And Perry's trying desperately to keep CVCA out of the end zone. Bevington sends 3 receivers to his near side, the left. He's got a single receiver on top, Snyder to his left. Bevington will fake it. He's going to run it up the middle. Bevington across the 10. He's close to the first down near the 5-yard line. And it's going to be very close. Clock stops, and the referee on the near side, the side judge, says move those sticks forward. Michael Bevington has enough for a first down. It's first down and goal for CVCA. An absolutely huge pickup on third down and 8. The Royals trying to get more on the opening drive of the second half. Bunch formation. Snyder to the left of Bevington. Check that, he's on his right. Bevington will follow him on the right. Across the 5, lunges into the end zone. Touchdown Royals. Michael Bevington is into the end zone for the 4th time tonight. That's his 20th rushing touchdown on the season, but more importantly, it's his 4th rushing touchdown tonight, and the Royals move back on top by 13. The score, CVCA 34 and the Perry Pirates 21. Michael Bevington followed Kyle Snyder and the right side of his line into the end zone, and that brings Bryce Keitlinger back out onto the field. Lehner's snap is down, or he gets the snap down. Bryce Keitlinger's kick is up and through the uprights. It's good. 9 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Royals' lead is back to 14. CVCA 35 and Perry 21. Just what the doctor ordered again for CVCA with the onside kick recovery and the offense reestablishing its dominance. They move right down the field on a short field after the penalty on the onside kick recovery. The Royals score to take the lead, or to extend the lead to 35 to 14. Rather, 35 to 21. So a special shout out tonight to the Simmons family, who are on vacation. Their son, Brant, number 6, out of the field tonight, watching the live stream tonight from Kenya in Africa. If you're awake, whatever time it is in Africa, we hope you're sticking with us, and we hope your your feed is good. A shout out to the Simmons family in Africa watching tonight. That may be the furthest away we've had someone watch the live stream live. So Keitlinger's back out to kick again. Again, Perry in a traditional return formation. Keitlinger steps up, and this is going to be another short onside kick, and this time it's on the ground again, and the Royals recover it again. Perry's up back, tried to cover that ball. It bounced off his front, and CVCA was right there to recover it. They steal another possession. That time, the ball was recovered by Hayden Grant, the freshman. Number 88, Grant, was right there on the ricochet, and the Royals offense heads back out on the field. So first down and 10 for CVCA. This time they'll start the drive on the 47-yard line on their own side of the field. Bevington will go into the backfield again in the shotgun formation. He's got trips to the near side. Fakes to Snyder. He'll lunge for it himself. Not much there. In fact, I think Michael Bevington lost a yard that time as Perry's defense has to step up. Second down 11. That clock winds early in the third quarter. The Royals have already recovered 2 onside kicks in the early part of this half. They have a second down and 11. This time Bevington will look to throw. He's got a good pocket. He's going to go long. He's looking for a man out there. Double coverage, and it is dropped, incomplete, knocked away. So the Royals taking a long shot that time. But the pass was incomplete into double coverage, and frankly, the Royals may be fortunate it was not intercepted with 2 Perry Pirates there. Brennan Darr, the intended receiver, once again. So a big play here for Perry, down by 2 scores. The Royals already stealing 2 possessions this half. The last time they had third and long, Bevington scored it up the middle and got exactly 8 yards, the exact number of yards needed. This time, he needs 10.5. Pirates trying to stiffen up on defense. Bevington is going to hand to Snyder. Snyder tries to tiptoe around a defensive tackler. He cannot do it. Perry's defense stands up and stops the Royals. The man in there for the Pirates was number 31, Javin Richards, with the stop. And so Bryce Keitler will come out to punt. Back deep for Perry, number 9, Desmond Malone, and number 5, Jaden Hacking. Actually, it's just a single return man now. Keitlinger goes to kick. This one is a high, wobbly kick, and it is fielded on the far side across the 40 to the 42. Jalen Anderson was back deep to return that kick. The normal punt returners are Malone and Hacking, but down 2 scores. The most dynamic man on the field, Jalen Anderson, was back there to try and make something happen. He fielded that punt, returned it to the 42-yard line. So the Pirates will have good field position as they take over for their first possession of the second half with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Braden Richards looked good in his limited action in the first half, really in the second quarter, as did Jalen Anderson. They start first down and 10, shotgun formation for the first time. A pitch to Anderson, the ball's on the ground. Who's going to come up with it? The Royals do. That is a freshman mistake by the freshman quarterback, Richards. They come out in the shotgun formation for the first time tonight. It looked like it may have been a lateral or slightly forward pass, but a poor pass to Anderson. But frankly, the senior needed to come up with it. The ball was on the turf, and after one play, CVCA comes up with their second takeaway of the ball game. So again, ball control, win the turnover game, and capitalize and steal possessions. It's all coming into play just as it's been drafted up by the Royals coaching staff. First down and 10 for CVC after the big break, 38-yard line. Perry showing blitz. Bevington checks up and changes the play. Snyder to his left, Brant Simmons to his right. The handoff is to, actually fake handoff. Bevington will try and get something. Squirts across the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Again, not much there. Perry's defense has definitely stepped up the intensity since midway through the second quarter. Those plays to the end are definitely being more challenging than they were at the start of the game. And when you're facing speed, the best way to defeat speed is sometimes to run right at it. And the Royals' offensive line of scrimmage is going to have to blow the Perry defenders off the ball and CVCA will see if they can make something happen up the middle. Getting to the end is becoming more and more challenging as the game wears on. 2nd down and 9. This time Snyder's going to get it, and it is up the middle, and Perry is there to answer. Snyder falls forward for 2 yards, but a short gain. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 8 yards to go. They only give Kyle Snyder credit for a single yard in that play. 3rd down and 8. The Royals came up with a couple of big first down plays by the pass play, one to Brennan Darr in the first half. Bevington with a big 3rd down conversion in the first half as well on 3rd and 8, and one on the last drive as well. We'll see what they dial up here on 3rd down and 8. 8 men in the box. Bevington's going to keep it and go right. He's across the 40, bouncing off of tacklers down to the 30-yard line. It's not enough for a first down, but it's close. It's close enough to probably have Dan Larlam thinking about going for it from the 30-yard line. They mark it 4th down and 2. And the Royals offense stays out in the field. Empty backfield for Bevington this time. 9 men in the box. And we've got movement all over the place. We wait for an answer. It's going to be encroachment on Perry, and the Royals are going to get a first down by penalty. The Pirates were loading the box and loading the gaps and got too anxious, and a huge mistake by the Perry defense. The Royals' drive will continue. We're halfway through the 3rd quarter. The Royals' offense still on the field. First down and 10 from the Perry 25-yard line. Empty backfield for Bevington. Looks up the middle, now looks for a hole to the outside. Michael Bevington will get across the 25-yard line to the 22. Picks up 3, and we've got a stoppage, another injury. We've got another Perry player who is down on the far hash mark. It looks like it may be Jaden Anderson again, who was cramping at the start of this quarter. No, it's not. On a close-up, it's number 72 this time. It's Jeffrey Harris Jr., the senior defensive lineman. The Perry training staff is out there to check on the big man. 5'7", 270. We talked about him in the pregame. Hopefully it is just a cramp for him. And that gives the Royals a chance to take a breather. Just over 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. CVCA leading this one 35-21. Training staff still out there taking care of Harris. He did toss off his helmet right away, so I think he is in some level of pain now, sitting up, but not able to fully sit up. A reminder, the CVCA Twitter handle at CVCA Livestream. Reach out to us on that live stream. Let us know where you're watching the game from. Send us a picture of your TV or your computer. And this does not look very good for the senior defensive lineman, Jeffrey Harris, as they've got a set of crutches out on the field. And so our heart goes out to him. There's nothing like playing football on a Friday night, or in this case a Saturday night in the playoff football in the state of Ohio. When you're a senior, you want to go out on top, and this is a tough situation for the 5'7", 270-pound Harris. The medical crew out there to take care of him. So a quiet pall has fallen over Alumni Stadium here as Harris finally is able to sit up and he get him up on his feet. Oh, but he cannot put any pressure on that left leg of his. No doubt the Perry fans will give him a huge round of applause as he makes his way to the home sideline. Perry has had such a great run over the last 7 years, specifically the last 4 years with this senior class. The large defensive tackle, Jeffrey Harris Jr., from putting a lot of weight on that left leg. So as he makes his way to the sideline, both teams are heading back on the field. So to reset things for you, it is 2nd down and 7 for CVCA. 5 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the third quarter with the Royals leading 35-21. The Royals with the ball after a field. He'll lose 3, maybe 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and long again. Just like last time, the Royals had 3rd and long. They were able to convert. This time it's 3rd down and 11 from the 22-yard line. The Royals taking their time. Royals coaches signaling in a play. The Perry defense has been able to penetrate the offensive line better in the latter part of the second quarter and in the third quarter. So Bevington's going to need some time if they do pass it. He looks to run, though. Left side, finds a hole, squirts forward, back down to the 20-yard line. Michael Bevington picks up about 6 yards. And there's another Perry player that is injured in the backfield. This time it's number 56 rather. That's Bryce Harper, the senior. He does get back up a bit gimpy, making his way toward the sideline. Harper does run off the field, and he's replaced by number 85. That's Leomi Sunmonu, another senior who goes in for the play. So it's 4th down for CVCA. The Royals offense getting some instructions from the coaching staff. They head back out on the field, and they will stay on the field. An absolutely huge play in this ball game with the Royals up 14, trying to move the sticks, keep the ball, and then potentially get more points. They need to get down to the 15-yard line. Bevington in the shotgun, Snyder to his left. 4th down and 5 yards to go. Bevington will hand off to Snyder. It's a pass play. Snyder into the end zone to Brennan Darr. Touchdown on the halfback option pass. CVCA is in the end zone again on the trick play. Kyle Snyder to Brennan Darr. The Royals offense gathered on the 20-yard line during that break in the action, and no doubt Dan Larlam called up that trick play. Snyder lofted it to Brennan Darr, who was running free into the corner of the end zone. The Royals extend the lead to 41-21. They're up by 20 with an extra point to come with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. Joey Lehner back down, puts the snap down for Bryce Keitlinger, and Keitlinger boots his 6th extra point through the uprights. The Royals are doubling up Perry with 3:14 to go in the third quarter. The home fans are in shock here in Perry. There's still a ways to go in this game. But Dan Larlam and the CVCA coaching staff has dialed up a game plan that has been spectacular, frankly. 4th down and 5, and Perry sold out to stop the run, and Kyle Snyder lofted it up, and Brennan Darr made sure he was going to catch that ball. Truth be told, there was a little high-five action going on here in the press box between my man to my right, Brennan's dad, and yours truly. So, long way to go, though. You saw how fastly Perry came back in the second quarter when they were down 3 touchdowns. They certainly have the ability to do it again. They still send men back in a normal formation. Once again, if CVCA kicks deep, I'll be shocked. They haven't kicked deep in about 3 weeks. Keitlinger runs up to the ball, and it's another onside kick. It bounces up, and it is on the ground still. Perry jumps on it finally after that ball ricocheted all the way back to the 38-yard line. Perry's finally going to get it, and they're going to have good field position, but they are in a deep hole. But don't count them out, fans. These Perry Pirates are champions, and they are dynamic. The Royals defense now steps back out. They had a big turnover the last time Perry had the ball. They'll have to try and do it again this time. Braden Richards back out at quarterback, the freshman. This time, Perry in a bunch formation. Richards will drop back to pass. He's got time. He's flushed to his right. He's looking, and now he's going to run it across the 30. Runs out of bounds about the 29, make it the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 yards, make it 11. First down yardage for Braden Richards. So Perry now in business really quickly. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go as the clock stops as Richards ran out of bounds. This time Anderson will line up behind his quarterback and his fullback. Pitch to Anderson going left. Anderson's across the 30 to the 25 and being strung out, steps out of bounds about the 24-yard line. He'll pick up about 4 yards. Again, the clock runs this time. They called him out of bounds. They actually called him forward progress inbounds. So interesting call. The clock is the enemy of the Perry Pirates and the friend of the Royals, but still plenty of time to go, more than a quarter. Second down and 6 yards to go for Perry. Anderson will get it again up the middle, and he is stuffed. The Royals defense stepping up that time. It looked like number 52 in there on the tackle or on the stop. That's Matthew Reitinger. Anderson gets 2 yards on that play, but it's 3rd down and 4. Richards under center. He'll look to pass. He's being rushed, flush to his left. He's got first down yardage, and he slips down just past the 15 to the 14-yard line. So the drive continues for Perry. First down and 10. Clock running. It winds down to 1:45 to go here in the third. First down and 10 for the Pirates. Anderson in the backfield, left lock in front of him. Richards under center. He'll pass, looks, he's got Jaden Anderson complete down to the 2-yard line. Jaden Anderson slipped into the open in the center of the field. The Pirates have first down and goal. The Pirates on the doorstep, but the Royals making them work for it here. This time it's a handoff up the middle, and it's going to be stopped. It looked like left lock. Aiden left lock, the fullback, got that ball. The Royals pushed him back. Time he's going to keep it. The Perry freshman that brings Calvin Rowan back. Jacob Caldwell. And Rowan's kick is through the uprights. It's good. So Perry draws closer. 51 seconds to go, third quarter. The Royals' lead is now trimmed to 42-28. As we approach the tail end of the third quarter. Go Royals. Mark. A shout out to the Furta family watching hockey and lacrosse. I know they're watching football. They're asking if hockey and lacrosse play-by-play is next. Shout out to the Furta family. Thanks for watching with us, and thanks for your tweet on CVCA Livestream. Here comes the kick, and they're going to kick it deep. One man's back there, and it's Joey Lehner. Lehner's going to see that ball fielded on the 2-yard line, and he's in big trouble. The Royals are going to have a long field in front of them. Perry down 14, kicks deep. Lehner had to get on it. A perfect kick by Rowan. Stayed in bounds, and Lehner could not afford to let it stay there, or Perry could have jumped on it. He does return it out to the 11-yard line. The Royals will start first down and 10. So Perry needs to step up here to try and get back in the game, and we know they can do it. It's the longest field of the night for CVCA, and we'll see how they decide to play it. They've got trips to the near side. Snyder offset to the right. Bevington at quarterback. He'll fake to Snyder and keep it himself. Bevington across the 15, and he's taken down at the 18-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards, maybe 9 actually. Nice gain on first down for Michael Bevington. Second down and 2. The Royals brought back 6 players from last year's team that faced Perry. This time Snyder to the left side of Michael Bevington, trips near side. Bevington will throw. He's got a man, it's complete. Near side, first down yardage. Eli Dykandrew on the reception. A nice play and a rare pass play for the Royals. Michael Bevington has, I believe, 17 passing touchdowns this season. So the Royals absolutely can pass the ball. But the game plan has been to run the ball tonight on Perry, to impose the will, and to run clock. They have done that through 3 quarters. Senior Jack Bova leads the charge downfield as the Royals end the third quarter, leading this one by a score of 42-28. 12 minutes to go. So we were mentioning the Royals do have the ability to pass the ball. Bevington has great touch, but the game plan to eat up clock and steal possessions and win the turnover battle, they've done it for 36 minutes. Can the Royals do it for 12 more? Again, we're glad you're watching tonight. We want to send another shout out to Chick-fil-A on Howe Avenue, Chick-fil-A Chapel Hill. This week's Royals Power Meal sponsor. Thank you to Chick-fil-A for the meal last night, the Power Meal, and for joining as a Power Meal sponsor. Chick-fil-A, as you know, closed on Sundays, but when they reopen on Monday morning, get on down there. Get some Chick-fil-A for breakfast or lunch or dinner. And thank them on Howe Avenue, Chick-fil-A, for sponsoring CVCA Royals football and the CVCA Royals Power Meal program. Also a shout out to Friends of Royals football. Thank you to the parent and alumni and friends group for keeping Royals football on the air this year and for the generosity of numerous people to make that happen. The Royals have a first down and 10 to start the fourth quarter, and they're going to hand to Snyder, who's got a big run in front of him across the 40, out near midfield, and still going across the 45-yard line of Perry. A huge gain. 31 yards for Kyle Snyder. Right up the middle for Kyle Snyder and the Royals offensive line. And now the drive that started on the 10 has moved forward into Perry territory on the Pirates' 43-yard line. Royals leading by 14. Certainly no time to take the foot off the gas, but certainly also not in a hurry. Bevington waits patiently for the snap. Now he has it. He'll hand off to Snyder again, and Kyle Snyder burrows forward across the 40-yard line down to the 39-yard line. He'll pick up 4 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and 6. So before the quarter ended, we mentioned that the Royals brought back 6 players from last year's team. But 4 of those players are Michael Bevington, Jack Bova, JT Nichols, and Bryce Keitlinger. Those 4 have now played Perry for 2 games and 3/4 of a third game. And when it looked like CVCA and Perry would meet again, they embraced the opportunity, as did their teammates. 2nd down and 6. Fake to David Lewis. Bevington keeps it, and Bevington is tripped up, but he's close to another 1st down. I think he's going to be about a yard short at the 34-yard line. He will be. 3rd down and 1. Bevington checks over to the sideline for the call from the CVCA offensive coaches, as do the skilled players. Again, the Royals in no hurry, leading by 14. The clock is their friend. The Perry fans stomping on the stands. They need a stop. Bevington with Snyder to his left. He's going to hand it to Kyle Snyder, the sophomore, is across the 1st down marker down to the 30-yard line. He's got enough for a 1st down for CVCA. Once again, they'll move the sticks and keep the ball. 42-28, CVCA leading Perry on the road. The 13 seed up on number 4 Perry. The clock winds, 9:20. This drive started on the 10-yard line after the Perry touchdown and kickoff deep. Ty Bova in motion. They'll fake to him. Bevington will now go up the middle, and he lunges forward to the 25-yard line. 5 more yards for CVCA. They'll actually mark him down short of the 25 onto the 26. So 4, maybe 4.5 yards on 1st down. Still a nice pickup. 2nd down, 6 yards to go for the Royals. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock down to 8:40. The fans now stomping on 2nd down. They usually reserve that for 3rd down, but they realize what's happening tonight. Snyder to the right of Bevington. Bevington will keep it again. Breaks a tackle. And now falling forward to the 21-yard line. He's shy of the 1st down, but he picks up 5. Another 3rd down and 1 for CVCA. We mentioned it during the open. The offensive line for CVCA has produced not 1 but 2 1,000-yard rushers on this season. It's a huge step up in competition between Edgewood and Loudonville and Orrville and Tuslaw, but the offensive line for CVCA has had the better of it so far. They need to come up big on this 3rd and 1, however. Perry stuffing the box. Bevington, empty backfield. He'll take it himself to his left side, follows JT Nichols, and he's got enough for another 1st down for CVCA. 1st down Royals. Another set of downs, and the clock will continue to tick. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. A huge drive for CVCA, which began on the 10-yard line. They have now moved down to the 19-yard line of Perry. So far, 71 yards on this drive alone. But there's still 19 yards to pay dirt. Bevington in the shotgun. Snyder to his left this time. A pair of receivers to the top. Bevington fakes the pitch. Now he cuts back to the other side. Breaks a tackle. Spins. Still going across the 15 down to the 12-yard line. What a run by Michael Bevington. Bevington originally was going to his left. It wasn't there. He cut back to his right. He was bouncing off players for Perry on the defense like a pinball. And Bevington, who probably should have been stopped for a gain of about 2 yards, instead falls forward for 7. 2nd down and 3 for CVCA from the 12 of the Pirates. The Royals with a 14-point lead and the ball, nearing midway in the 4th quarter. This time Michael Bevington has Snyder to his left. He'll keep it again. Bevington up the middle, lunging toward another 1st down. He's going to be close. They stop it, and it looks like it will be another 1st down for CVCA. Not only a 1st down, but 1st down and goal to go, and that clock continues to tick. The Royals still patiently executing the offensive game plan. And this drive, which began on the 10-yard line, is now 8 yards away from the end zone. 1st down, goal to goal. Bunch formation. Snyder to the right. Bevington will follow Snyder's blocks across the 5, down toward the end zone, but not quite there yet. He's going to be stopped short on the 3-yard line. And that's not such a bad thing as the clock continues to run. 2nd down and goal to go from the 3-yard line. It'll be under 5 minutes to go in the ball game when they snap it the next time. CVCA, a winner last week against Edgewood of the Chagrin Valley Conference, looking to avenge losses not only last year but the year before to this same Perry Pirates team. Leading by 14 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go, have a 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line. Bevington lines up Snyder to his left. He'll hand to Kyle Snyder, and Kyle Snyder lunges forward into the end zone. Yes, waiting, touchdown! Touchdown, CVCA, touchdown, Kyle Snyder. A huge potential dagger to the Perry Pirates. The Royals extend the lead to 48-28 with just 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go. "90 yards on that drive, a season-defining drive. For CVCA, perhaps, in this rivalry with Perry in its 3rd year, the trilogy. Bryce Keitlinger boots the kick through the uprights, and it's actually not through the uprights. This one is no good. So if there is any sliver of hope for Perry, that may have just been it. Keitlinger misses his first extra point of the night, so the score remains CVCA 48, Perry 28, but Perry needs to score and needs to score quickly. Four minutes, 27 seconds to go in what could be something extremely special for the CVCA Royals football program and, frankly, for Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy as a school. In their 25th season of football, the Royals got their first ever playoff victory last year against Salem before falling and, frankly, being made to look like the inferior team against these Perry Pirates last year in the round of 4. The Royals have embraced the opportunity. They have onside kicked. They have recovered fumbles. And they have run the ball nearly at will. Never more than that 90-yard drive that we've just witnessed. They're 4.5 minutes away, but Perry, again, they struck fast at an onside kick, kickoff return for a touchdown. And we know the game is far from over as Keitlinger is set to kick off. Will CVCA with a 20-point lead finally kick it deep? Keitlinger runs up, and they do. They'll kick it deep. Back deep is number 10, Braden Mason. And he looks at it. He doesn't jump on it. Finally picks it up because the Royals would have jumped on it. And he's in big trouble down inside the 15-yard line. It looked like Mason expected that ball to go out of bounds and they'd get much better field position, but it just died. And he had to pick it up. So again, another break for CVCA. The Pirates will have the long field to go. Officially, they spot it on the 13-yard line. So head coach Matt Rosati, who announced his retirement plans at the end of the season, sends out his Pirates offense in a hole. Now, we haven't mentioned it prior to now, but the loser of this game will still have an opportunity to play, as the Ohio High School Athletic Association, with the odd year, has indicated that they will allow extra regular season games to be scheduled through November 14th, up to a total of 10 regular season games. The Royals have made no announcement about any future opponents, and frankly, they want that future opponent to be either Lake Catholic or their opponent tonight, Canton South, in a playoff game next week. The first down pass play from Richards into the flat comes up short, and so the clock stops, but it's second down and 10. I don't think anyone here at Perry High School envisioned this potential situation tonight. Richards keeps it, but a short gain, just 2 yards. It'll be third down and 8 for the Pirates. 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Clock runs. The Pirates do have 3 timeouts. Richards goes back under center. The West Virginia commit, Anderson, in the I formation, left lock in front of him. Richards is going to roll to his left. He's directing traffic, and he's going to keep it across the 20 to 25. He's got enough for a first down, and the Pirates drive, and frankly, the Pirates season is extended, at least for now. Out of bounds, 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go. CVCA on the verge of something special tonight. First down and 10 Pirates. Pass play, near side, complete. Number 32 on the reception. That's Aiden Leftlock. Leftlock picks up 7 yards on that first down catch, but the clock runs. The clock is the friend of CVCA. They'll give up short yards in return for time off that clock. This time shotgun, empty backfield, Anderson in motion. Richards is under big pressure, and a huge sack by number 34, Logan Scranton. Scranton blew through the hole. Richards had an empty backfield, no one to block for him. And again, the freshman looked like a deer in the headlights in only his second start. Had nowhere to go with the ball, nowhere to throw it to, no one to throw it to. If he had thrown it, it would have been intentional grounding. It's a huge loss, a loss of 17 yards. It brings up third down and 21 yards to go for Perry. Richards rolls to his right. He's looking, he throws, and it is complete, I think. Incomplete as the official ruling, actually. So here we go, folks. It's fourth down and the season for Perry. 4th and 21. Joey Lehner is in there to break that up for CVCA. And what will the Royals do? Defensive coordinator Eric Wilson, will he pin the ears back on his defensive line and his linebackers, or will they play it safe? Perry with a reverse, and they're in big trouble. They are buried under on the 10-yard line. The Royals have stopped Perry. 2.5 minutes to go, and Perry will turn it over on downs. CVC will take over, and the Royals are in business with 2.5 minutes to go. Barring a miracle, the Royals are going to move on tonight and avenge the losses of the last 2 seasons to these Perry Pirates. And frankly, we'll say it, this will be, once it's in the books, the biggest win in CVCA Royals football history. 48-28, the Royals leading this one. They have to take care of the ball, take time off the clock, and if they can, they'll punch it in again. But frankly, the clock is what they need. Another score would just be icing on the cake. Bevington will hand off to Kyle Snyder. Snyder pushes forward to the 5, out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The Royals' offensive line imposing its will on the Pirates, and it's now all but academic what the final score is going to be. We know it, you know it, and the Pirates defenders also know it. The Pirates, who entered this season with a winning streak north of 25 games here at home, 26 games to be exact before they fell to Riverside. Frankly, a shocking development for their fans. Bevington will go left side. He reverses field to the right side. Now cuts up the middle toward the end zone, and he's in! Touchdown! Michael Bevington, CVCA. The Royals score again. Bevington into the end zone again, and that 52-point average, they top it as they've now scored 54 against Perry. This score will reverberate throughout Region 13 tonight. Bevington into the end zone again. I'm looking at Chad Dart. Chad, how many touchdowns does Michael have tonight? He had how many in the first half? He's adding them up. That's his 5th touchdown tonight for Bevington. Keitlinger in to kick the extra point again, and this one is good. So 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go tonight in the ball game. The Royals extend the lead to 55-28. Absolute domination tonight by CVCA. A game plan that has been executed to perfection. They have recovered at least 3, if not 4, onside kicks. They lead the turnover margin 2-0. And they have, for the most part, owned the line of scrimmage on offense, and they stood up when they needed to on defense. The Pirates have scored 3 touchdowns on offense tonight and 1 kick return, but it's not nearly enough tonight. And the Royals are set to move on. All that's left is the clock to run out. And ideally, they stay healthy. More shout-outs on the CVCA live stream. Shout-out to Carrie, who's watching from Connecticut. Says, go Royals. I know she means go 51 and the rest of the Royals. Big shout-out to Carrie in Connecticut for watching. Also, shout-outs to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where they're watching as the Royals kick it deep. Jalen Anderson is back, and he will watch this ball go into the end zone for a touchback. That saves precious seconds for the Perry Pirates, but now down 27 points with just 134 ticks of the clock to go. It's a dire situation for the Pirates. And it looks like it's going to be a trip to Lake Catholic next week. There's just 4 minutes to go in that game, and Lake Catholic leads Canton South 34-0. So the 12 seed and the 13 seed will be through. As the handoff goes to Anderson, he shows off those spin moves, goes to the outside, and knocked out of bounds. about the 29-yard line. So for Anderson, it's been an amazing career here at Perry. Again, we mentioned he had 400 carries and 3,390 yards coming into this game in his career. Another 1,747 yards receiving, 73 touchdowns. The pitch does go to Anderson. He's across the 30 to the 35 and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Eli Dykandrew on the tackle for CVCA. Should Perry schedule additional games, the Perry Pirate faithful will be able to see Anderson a couple more times perhaps. But you'll see him in a West Virginia Mountaineers uniform in the future, and no doubt he'll make a big statement in the Big 12. It's been a privilege to watch him over the years. As the clock winds down to 2 minutes, that's 2 minutes, 1 second of the play out of bounds. First down and 10 for Perry. Richards will look to throw, rolling to his right, throws long, looking for Jaden Anderson, and the ball falls. It's complete. Big gain for Perry, who's not done yet. From our vantage point, we lost that ball in the lights. It was a little hard to see if he came down with it, but a nice pass by the freshman Braden Richards. So by no means is the future not bright. The future is bright with the freshman Braden Richards at quarterback, but the future will be a future without Matt Rosati on the sidelines, the head coach here for all those years and all those playoff appearances. The Perry leadership will have to find a new coach. Richards fakes, keeps, shows off some skills as he's down to the 30-yard line, to the 29-yard line. He's got enough for another first down. First down and 10 from the 20. The clock continues to run now, a minute 42. Anderson runs up the middle. The Royals are there to take him down. Another short gain, 4 or 5 yards, and again, they'll take that right now. Logan Scranton in there on the tackle as we roll down to a minute 15. So Rosati will be gone after this year. They indicated, that they being the leadership from Perry, that it's unlikely that a coach from the current coaching staff will take over, so they'll have a full search for a new coach. Reverse play. And they've got field in front of them. Flag down, though. The Royals do make the tackle shy of the end zone, but flags in the backfield. This one may come back. Some razzle-dazzle there from Perry as they try and get a touchdown before the game ends. Waiting on the official, but both teams are marching backwards. A long conference out at the 20-yard line. The conference still going on. But frankly, as that does happen, we're taking a look forward at Lake Catholic this year, who was 3-2 coming into the game tonight. Lake Catholic opened their season with a 31-15 loss at home against Kirtland. Again, Kirtland with the third longest winning streak in the entire United States, so nothing to be ashamed at. A 31-15 loss there. In week 2, Lake Catholic defeated Villa Angela St. Joseph 28-0. They played a road game against Notre Dame Cathedral Latin in week 3 and won that game 42-13. As the referee signals, it looked like a targeting call against Perry. So it may be a 15-yard penalty. Certainly it was well behind the play. We're beyond the replay opportunity that we have available to us to see what happened. But either way, or regardless, Perry, which would have had the ball down on the 2-yard line, is now marched back to the 36-yard line. and it will be 2nd down and 26. Lake Catholic defeated University School in week 4, 34-7, and then lost to Walsh Jesuit in week 5, 42-28. So, Anderson with a short pass completed. Another flag is down on the far side. It's getting sloppy here as we're into the final minute. That flag came from the far side. And we're looking for the official signal once again. It looks like they are ready to march off a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Royals. Perhaps the sideline is where the flag came. Not quite sure why or what, but Perry will get 15 yards marched off to their advantage with 34 seconds left to go. So Lake Catholic and CVCA lined up for a game next week. That penalty did come after the play was completed. So it's going to be 3rd down. And 20 yards to go for Perry. Anderson gets the pitch, and he's got a forward progress, but not nearly enough for the 1st down. Whistles blow, and the game is over. The biggest win in CVCA Royals history. Final score from Perry tonight, the Royals 55 and the Pirates 28. It was decisive from the opening kickoff tonight. The Royals avenged losses to these Pirates in 2019 and 2018. And the season will continue for CVCA, a road trip to Lake Catholic next week. It'll be a happy bus ride back to Cuyahoga Falls tonight. CVCA with the biggest win in the history of the football program. Michael Bevington with 5 touchdowns tonight. Dan Larlam and his Royals coaches will get to work on a game plan for next week. But what a night. And frankly, stunned is a little bit how we are, I think, up here in the booth. The Royals on the field, gathering, and certainly the sweetness of victory as they salute the Royals fans on the far sideline. The fans who drove this 1-hour trip up to Perry, and some of them who live further south than CVCA, an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. For Michael Bevington and Jack Bova and JT Nichols and Bryce Keitlinger, who've been through all that CVCA has gone through in the last 4 years. This win is for them. This win is for Josh Junko and Trey Tucker. This win is for Ray Karosha, the longtime head coach for CVCA, who put CVCA on the map. And every other CVCA Royals player who's ever put on the Royals uniform. The banner flying high for Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. 55-28. The Royals got out to the big lead through benefit of the onside kicks that they continue to recover. 28-7 before Perry mounted a comeback and pulled within 28-21, but the Royals recovered because successive onside kicks to start the second half and continue to pour it on. And that offense, which has been sparkling for the last 5 weeks, continues. And the Perry players A salute to them and a salute to Coach Matt Rosati as they leave the field tonight. Champions, but just not tonight. Tonight was about the CVCA Royals, who celebrate on the far sideline. There you see Michael Bevington getting hugs. JT Nichols, number 51, next to him celebrating. The team now kneeling. And I'm sure it will be a spirited post-game speech by head coach Dan Larlam. Bevington now joining the team in the huddle. And we're looking for Larlam over there. There he is. The second half was more of the same. The Royals came out, got another onside kick, and went right down the field and let the Perry Pirates know that there would not be a let-up in the second half. Bevington, Joey Lehner. Next to him, the heir apparent Joey Lehner. He'll have to wait a bit longer before he takes over. And there's Jack Bova, the senior, number 70. Bova, who has anchored the offensive line. All Ohio honors last year. Certainly, I think he was third team. We expect it'll be higher than that. And there's JT Nichols on the outside. He's got the flag. It is a happy sideline of CVCA Royals. Dan Larlam is holding court as the Perry Marching Band, if you can hear them in the background, are doing a post-game concert. But that doesn't matter. Dan Larlam, head coach of CVCA, moves his playoff record to 3 wins and 2 losses, above 500. He owns the only 3 playoff victories in CVCA Royals history. But again, Ray Karosha is on this staff. Karosha stepped down when Larlam came in. Larlam, himself a former quarterback who set records across the street at CVCA. At Walsh Jesuit in high school, went on to Michigan State, and then left there to set all kinds of records in Division III. Spent years as a coordinator at Walsh Jesuit. Both schools had their head coaching jobs open 6 years ago. Walsh Jesuit passed on him, and CVCA made Dan Larlam the head coach. And he has taken the Royals football program to heights that it has never been to before in their history. It might as well be a revival on the CVCA sideline right now. The Royals team gathered. And if you're still watching, we'll have more Royals football for you, Chad Dar, next week on the road again. And now the Royals bow. Undoubtedly, it'll be a time of prayer and thanksgiving. As head coach Dan Larlam takes the hat off. We showed you at halftime the Excel Still More campaign, and there's some double entendre with that. The Royals football program is excelling still more. Dan Larlam says that Jesus Christ is the toughest man that ever walked the face of the earth. And if you want to be a Royals football player at CVCA, you need to model your life and your toughness after the guy who went to the cross and took nails through his hands and thorns to his head and paid the penalty for the sins of the world. The Royals end the prayer and thanksgiving, and you can't hear it over the Perry Band, but they're singing the Royals fight song. Quite the celebration for CVCA here at Perry High School. Again, the final score tonight, the Royals 55 and the Perry Pirates 28. We thank you for watching tonight. It'll be a celebration for CVCA and its fans, and it'll be a short night for Dan Larlam and the coaches. They've got to put another game plan together next week. Try and continue this magical season as the Royals go to 6 wins and 2 losses. And they make noise in Division 4, Region 13. Once again, we want to thank Friends of Royals Football, the new parent organization that brings Royals football to you and supports the Royals in action on and off the field. A group of Royals parents came together this year when it looked like the capacity in stadiums was going to be limited and decided they wanted to bring CVCA Royals football to you online this season. It comes at a cost, ladies and gentlemen, and we have had individuals donate sums small and large to make this happen. It continues to have a cost, and if you have joined us tonight through the Livestream platform and you see the little donate box on the bottom of the Livestream platform, we would ask that you consider making a donation to CVCA to support Friends of Royals Football. That takes you to the CVCA giving page, and if you are able to make a contribution, check the annual fund, and in the special box, enter CVCA Football Livestream to help us defray the costs of these live streams coming to you. It is a 4-figure liability to make sure this happens throughout the course of the season for you, so just so you know that. And that first number is not straight, it's crooked. So it's a significant undertaking, both financially and time-wise. But we're thrilled that we've been able to bring it to you. We thank you for helping out grandparents, parents, and friends of Royals football. But we do make an appeal to you that if you're able to, that you do come out and help us continue this season. We'll try and bring it to you as long as we can and as long as it continues. Again, tonight, a special shout out to our friends at Chick-fil-A in Cuyahoga Falls on Howe Avenue. That's Chick-fil-A Chapel Hill, who is the CVCA Royals Power Meal sponsor for this week. When they reopen on Monday morning, get on down there and tell them thanks for sponsoring CVCA Royals football and helping make this great victory available to you over the live stream tonight. Recapping tonight, as we'll get off the air soon, we'll let you get on with your evening. The Royals win big, the biggest win in school history from Perry High School. They came out fast, they got onside kicks, they recovered fumbles, and they controlled the ball on the offensive side of the field, limiting Perry offensive touches, winning tonight by a final score of 55-28. If you've been watching, we hope you've enjoyed it tonight. The biggest win in school history. On behalf of Chad Darr to my right, my trusty engineer, Zach Nichols on the camera, and those of you who helped contribute and make it possible, we thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great ride home. Final score, Royals 55, Pirates 28. So long, everybody.